Invincible Season 4 has now wrapped up, and golly, was it a lot of everything and a lot of nothing. We start this season with Mark struggling post-conquest, mentally and character-wise, as his character becomes more and more violent, eventually ending another character's life to save the day at the end of episode 1. And by the end of the series, he is completely traumatized with Season 4's new antagonist, Frag, who is so strong we can see him cock Mark into a deal we can't refuse. But before that, we should address the elephant in the room, the animation. Going from JJK to this was, jarring to say the least. In my personal opinion, they should replace some of the voice cast with cheaper alternatives, and maybe take a little more time to get the animation to at least Season 1 standard. Anyways, with the criticism out of the way, let's get back to the story. In my opinion, the most interesting part of the series was the Viltrumite Purge, and Nolan's backstory and how his society works through brainwashing, making his choice at the end of Season 1 a lot more understandable, but still not acceptable. We see Nolan go around to different planets, and you can tell by his tone he regrets his people's actions against the universe as a whole. So throughout this season, we see him trying to make up for the sins of his past, with multiple members of his family and friends, and him and Frag have an interesting conversation. And we see him struggle against between his past self and his current self. Overall, an interesting character that I hope we see develop further. Another highlight of this season was Conquest vs. Mark, Round 2, and being able to sense the hatred emanating off of Mark towards him as he, analyse him. At the end of the season, we see the war against the Viltrumites, and by the end of the fight, they end up Death Starring the planet Viltrum. And the Viltrumites end up on Earth, and I guess will continue to do so in Season 5. Overall, I give this season a solid 8. With them fleshing out more characters I certainly miss talking about here, and advancing the story further, especially with the introduction of Frag. But like I said before, I do believe the animation could be better. Anyway, this is all for this one. See you later.